So you can get out of this paper. Small writing. Got a piece of paper for your now. Daniel writing. Write down a problem you have or have had in the past. About 20 more seconds. All right, Daniel, can you share your problem that you wrote down?
I did have a problem in the past. I was bad all the time. And now I have improved it. Just not doing bad, but doing good.
Awesome. So you even solved your problem, right? So your problem was that you were acting bad, and your solution.
I hit people.
You hit people? And so what was your solution to that?
My solution was like, not doing that.
Don't do that anymore, right? Great. Awesome. How about Khalees? What did you write down? Khalees? What did you write down for your do now? You couldn't find your game. So what would be a solution for that if you couldn't find your game? Ashley, what would you do if you couldn't find your game? It's not funny. Please sit up. Please sit up, Ashley. I'm not going to give you a command. Jamal, what would you do if you couldn't find your game? Yeah.
Might get a blue one.
Get a new one? Would you try to look for it?
If I can't look for it, then it's one that is not having another one.
Right. So we've come up with problems that we've all had, right? And then we solve them. And we're going to do the same thing in text today. So I'm going to give you a couple problems, and I'd like you to raise your hand and tell me what you would do to solve that problem. Right? Problem is, I don't know a word in the story I'm reading. Can anyone raise their hand and tell me what you do when you find that problem? Yes, Jared.
Use a dictionary.
Use a dictionary? Now what if you can't, what if you don't know what the word like even is? Like what if you can't have a dictionary and you can't find out the word? Daniel? Use a computer. So there's other things you can do, right? Let's write those down. So the solution would be dictionary, computer. What if you don't have access to either of those things? Is there anything you have with you all the time that you can use, Daniel?
In the library.
Library? What about something in your head?
Something.
Sound it out. Library and Sound it out. Right. Here's the next problem. Someone at my table is bothering me when I'm trying to work. Okay?
Get up and leave.
Get up and leave. What if you can't get up and leave? What if it's in the middle of class?
All the paychecks,
Okay, great.
so.
Jared,
Oh, yes?
do you have an answer for it?
Yeah, ignore.
Ignore it?
Try to say this.
Right, so get away, tell teacher, or ignore it.
How could you get away if you're in the middle of class?
That's if you're not in the middle of class.
Oh.
That's if you're just, doing your work and someone's bothering you. Okay? All right, so someone give me our last problem. What's the problem that you wrote down or that you come up with since we did the do now? Philip, what problem did you write down for the do now?
A lot.
Right. So, what if you have a problem with bullies? Who has a solution for that? Daniel, do you know what you would do if you had a problem with bullies?
I'm gonna find a teacher or an adult as quick as possible.
I'll adult. An awesome solution. Does anyone have any other solutions? Jamal?
Tell a pair.
Mm-hmm. Who are other adults that we can tell? Yeah.
Like you could talk to the dean.
Dean. You talk to your teacher. Anyone else? Yeah.
Principal.
Principal, yeah. So everyone at school. Right? All right, so I have a volunteer to hand out the Read 180 books. Yes, Philip. Go ahead. They're on this table here. Once you get your book, we're going to turn to page 110. We're going to start applying what we just did to a reading text. So we're going to find problems and solutions inside texts. Okay? So why do you think it's important to find problems and solutions? Jaren? Why is it important? What if you had a problem and no solution for it?
You might as well get both.
Right. You have no way of getting out of the problem, right? So it's important to be able to find solutions for problems. It's also really important because being a problem solver is actually something that employers look at on your resume. And if you can say you're a problem solver, that's a huge skill that you have that other people don't have. Yes? You're a problem solver? Okay, then you're going to be my all-star today in class, all right? You're going to find all the solutions. Yeah? Awesome. So if you have your book, please turn to page 110.
We don't have much books.
I'm sorry?
We don't have much books.
We don't have enough books? We can use other people's books. Just because it says Harry, he's not here, so we can use his book for other people. Open your book to 110. Jaren's on the right page. Kyle's on the right page. So I'm going to read, and you're going to fill in when I pause. Does everyone understand that? So let's try with the title. Tragic death on train, peer pressure costs. So when I pause, I want you to say the next word. You following along? So in the title, tragic death on train, peer pressure costs teen his life. Can everyone do that? I want to hear every voice, all right? October 26, 2003. For Eric Alvarez, keeping up a
Cool.
thank you. Keeping up a cool image was more important than anything, even his
Safety.
peer pressure was a problem that cost him his.
Right.
Eric rode the subway home from school every day. For fun, his
Friends.
pried open the doors of the speeding cars. They would lean out into the tunnels. Eric played along. Eric's
Aunt.
knew what he was doing. She warned him to stop. It's better to be called a chicken, she said. Eric rebelled and did something even
Worse.
Last Monday, Eric really wanted to impress his friends. He decided to surf the
Subway.
Eric's girlfriend tried to stop him. Don't do it, she begged. Again, Eric didn't
Listen.
make sure I'm hearing all voices. Eric climbed to the roof of a speeding car. His head hit a beam. He fell dead onto the. Eric's uncle is sure that peer pressure was to blame. His friends pressured him to do it, he said. These same
Friends.
attended Eric's funeral. Many had also searched trains. A speaker at the funeral offered a teens need to fight against negative peer pressure, the man said. Crazy stunts aren't worth it. Peer pressure can.
Go.
All right. So on the next page, we have a graphic organizer that tells us what we're looking for. So the problem is filled in for us. Can someone read the problem out? Jamal, can you read the problem?
Red person has Eric to do the dangerous subway dust slug with his friends.
All right. So, what ways in the story did we learn that people attempted to stop him? Jared?
Said to stop right.
Aunt told him to stop. Great. Can someone find the last one? Can someone else try to stop him?
His girlfriend.
Yes. And his girlfriend said, don't do it. Now, what is the solution? What is the solution to our problem? Our problem at the top that says peer pressure led Eric to do dangerous subway stunts with his friends. So what is the solution for peer pressure? Kyle? Right. And so what down here says a speaker at the funeral offered a solution. And what does it say after that? Right. So in there it says that the solution would be fight against negative peer pressure. Did everyone understand that? That's where the solution is? And where is the solution in the story? So, like, is it in the middle? Is it in the beginning? Elise, where is it in the story? Where does it appear in the story? Elise.
But then you look at it. Where does it appear in the story?
Is it at the beginning? Middle? It's in the middle? The end, right? So the problem appears at the beginning of the story, and the solution happens at the end. Now, did we learn something from this? Like, did this story teach us anything? Yeah, Derek.
It teaches you like the impressive your friends and get killed in like a negative.
Right. So it teaches us that if we do things that maybe we know aren't right, or people have told us that we respect have told us that it's not right, it can lead to really bad things, right? Like Eric died in our story. So it's really important to be able to know when your solution is going to be about the, so there's two problems in this story. The first problem is that Eric did something dangerous and got hit. And there's not a solution for that problem because he can't come back from the dead.
He lost his head.
He's dead. So he can't be alive again. So there's no solution for that. But there is a solution to the peer pressure problem. So there's two problems in this, but only one of them has a solution. So sometimes that can happen in stories, and that can sometimes be confusing. Does anyone have any questions about that piece? Philip, do you understand why we are solving the peer pressure problem and not the dangerous stunts problem?